What's up, y'all? How to confront a racist. I was flipping through my social media, and this happened a few days ago, but I'll respond to shit when I'm ready to respond to it. And this past weekend, I was busy as hell. I wasn't about to talk to y'all for nothing. But I'm here now. You know, this show has been very openly critical of Jess Hilarious when she's made some bullshit moves, and she has made some bullshit moves by our estimations here. But I don't have any hate in my heart towards her nor anybody else online. You know, the same way you can talk about some people when people make terrible moves, you could talk about when they make good moves too. And she just made a great move. And what I saw and how she confronted this little weirdo ass white supremacist kid who's like some kind of a streamer or some shit. And socially awkward and just overall weird looking guy, you know? But it shows no matter how weird these people are, no matter how weird, no matter how awkward, no matter how ugly, no matter how deformed and fucked up and sickly as this guy is, they still can find ways to be racist. This guy is a streamer named Neon, and he said a lot of deplorable things about black people. So what we're going to do is we are going to play video. This video I saw going around Twitter. We're going to play a video of the whole interaction between him and her, and also what led up to it. We're going to talk about that. We're also today, we're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about this Complex Magazine did like a power rankings for podcasts and bullshit. But I noticed something. You know, you find these magazines and like Complex and places like that. They do things, and you can tell really what they're doing is just gatekeeping. And it's, you know, and it's also proven what I've said before about Complex Magazine and places like that. Hip hop is the new term for black. It used to be R&B or whatever. The term for black these days is hip hop. When you hear the term hip hop, you're talking about black people and black society. And we're going to break all that down. But in the meantime, I want to say welcome, chat room. I can't see none of you motherfuckers, but welcome. I know y'all in here. I'm having some kind of issue with the chat. If it come back up, I'm sure it will come back up. I'll holla. But in the meantime, I don't see none of you niggas. So I'm assuming y'all in there. And welcome. So this is what we gonna do. This is what we is about to do. We're about to play the video that made me do this show. And then I'm going to give you guys my reaction to it, all right? This was over on Twitter. I saw it on Raheem Shabazz's page about a week ago. Or a few over the weekend, something like that. It's a 6-minute video, so I want y'all to watch this, and then we're gonna get to it. Let me go here. Let me see if I can expand this.
To apologize to this little motherfucker, and it ain't gonna happen. Hey y'all, what's up? So a lot of y'all are still waiting for me to apologize to this little motherfucker, and it ain't gonna happen. Baxter Charlemagne is open to the streaming world. He allowed him to come up without doing research on his ass. Now we know I don't like interviews, but because I'm trying to get better at it, I does my research. So what he thought would be a walk in the park turned out to be something else. You don't want to play with us no more. Okay, his little feelings was hurt.
I should. They didn't even shake my hand. None of them. That's crazy. Damn, chat. I'm sorry, bro.
Just the other day.
I fucking hate you black people! I will whip you! And bitch, stupid whore, dumbass black monkey tree, suck my dick, bitch. No one lots of lives are not.
I don't know what happened to the audio.
I don't know what motherfuckers think this is, bro, but this is not Section 8, bro. This is not Section 8. This is not the hood. I'm not trying to be weird, but this is not that, bro.
The fuck? For some reason, the audio went down. when he started being a dickhead, for some reason the audio went down. Are y'all doing that shit on purpose, Twitter? Let me try this one.
Waiting for me to apologize to
that, bro. It's not a place where black people. I will whip you.
Okay, yeah, for some reason the audio's going down when it gets to him acting like a jerk. That's not me. That's not me, y'all. All right, I'm going to play it. He's basically calling black people all kind of N-words and shit. But I'm going to go ahead and play it.
Fuckers who usually sleep next to cockroaches can sleep in a nice house in the hills, bro.
Like,
what's your least favorite race?
I don't have a least favorite race.
Yeah, right. Okay.
I don't have.
What's your worst experience with a race? For me, I have a really bad story, but.
What's your story?
Some black guy tased my dad and robbed him of $50,000.
Is that a real story?
I swear to God. And then another black.
Like in what?
I don't mean to be racist. Like, and another black guy. My dad fired her, or it was a girl. He fired her because she's,
You heard that she said his story with dealing with black folks is a black guy tased his dad and robbed him of $50,000. These people that be making up lies on black folks, these motherfuckers go for broke. They will say any and whatever unbelievable ass lie. Let's keep going.
Wow. So basically what happened was she came late for work. He fired her, and then she came with her boyfriend and robbed the entire place. His cell phone store, I swear to God.
So you're just like, now you just make assumptions as
and then like every time my mom sees a black guy, she locks the door. Okay. I know Steve agrees with me on that one. No, you don't love him.
No, he loves them.
Oh, okay. What's your type? You like black girls?
No. Well, no, I don't mean like, no, it's just not my type. It's not my type. No,
you know what's crazy? Same, bro. You're literally me. I fucking hate them, bro.
No, I don't hate them.
Black girls are fucking hideous. And when I saw Ruby Rose, bro, that changed my perspective on life. I swear to God, no troll. Like, yes, you, hold me. I'm talking about fucking Black Rock. Like, what are you saying, bro? On my mother's life, I'm not even letting you pay to fuck me, you ugly bitch. The fuck? Shit, bro. Fuck you, Kai. Fuck, what do you mean I don't go outside, bitch? The fuck? I will fuck your mom, bitch. I will fuck the shit out of that fat, hairy tumbling bitch. Fuck you. Suck my dick. What the fuck is that? It's like Kai and Cuffing eating bananas. What the?
It has a toy.
Hey, monkey.
It has a toy.
Excuse me, Kai. Hello.
What?
back to present day.
Crazy, I've never been punched in the head.
You walk around with security.
That's because your ass be in the house. That's why. That's because you was there.
Your videos in New York, you heavy security.
So here we go. So you saw the dude being a racist son of a bitch, right? Now, Jess Hilarious stayed on cold like hell. Her performance when I'm watching these clips and how she interviewed him and the questions that she asked, to me, this is black media. What you about to see Jess Hilarious do? This is real. This is what black media looks like. Not saying that the Breakfast Club as a show is on code, but she is on code with the way she's asking these questions, what she's asking him. This is what real black media looks like. Not that bullshit Roland Martin be doing. Let's watch. Turn it back up. Again, the audio is messed up. That's the video, not me. I can't see the chat, but I guarantee goddamn to you somebody in the chat saying, turn the audio up. Nigga, I can't. All right? I ain't recording this video. You getting the audio, you getting the fuck audio that's in the goddamn video. All right? I could almost see it. Probably like 15 motherfuckers right now. I can't hear. Like, I know, neither can I. Just turn it up. All right, but let's watch the rest of this.
Security'd up.
Oh, yeah, for sure. That was the actual real situation.
Back to present day.
Crazy, I've never been punched in the head.
You walk around with security.
That's because your ass be in the house. That's why. That's because you was there.
Your videos in New York, you heavy security'd up.
Oh, yeah, for sure. That was the actual real situation.
You were only robbed by black people?
No.
See, the tune switches when you're in front of black people that you don't know. So you don't have a least favorite race?
No.
Okay.
You know why they asking you that like that? Because the video gave that black people were your least favorite race.
He knows why.
What the video say?
Oh, I can play it. I got it.
So pay attention to his mannerisms. There is nothing else in the can, Neon. He was finished that shit earlier. But he had never watched his own content with a group of monkeys before. So his ass was nervous. Put the can down, dummy.
Oh, cell phone store.
Cell phone store.
Yeah.
Okay.
So black people are your least favorite race?
No.
Were they ever?
No.
Okay.
I love everyone. I'm all about the people.
How old were you in that video?
Like 18?
18 probably.
Damn, 2 years ago?
It feels like so much longer. Like before then, I didn't like go deal with anything. I didn't go through anything at all.
Your
Ever.
life was nice for you not to have to go through shit.
My parents, they came here with nothing. They worked really hard, and they gave me like whatever I wanted in life. I'm not gonna like lie and.
My parents came here with nothing, so that means he immigrated here, and his parents got on the government titty to level themselves up. That's what that means.
Say like, you know, I had like a tough upbringing or anything. You know, my parents.
Oh yeah, we know that. We know. We can tell.
Okay.
First of all, you little fraggle maggot, I ain't got a struggle story either. So I wasn't talking about whether you grew up rich or poor or in the hood or in the suburbs or not. I was talking about the fact that I know you ain't never had your ass whooped. Not by your parents and not by none of your peers. You ain't never been in a school fight. You ain't never been chased down the street. You ain't never had to suffer no consequences for some shit you done said. Cause your little lonely ass sits in the house and talk to a computer all day. That's why your chat are your friends.
You know, I'm never going to judge a young person for what they did when they were younger. You know,
appreciate you, man.
How did you no, don't appreciate you, because nobody else might forgive you. But I'm just, I'm really doing this for myself. Because he been through it.
Damn.
He really has. He's done a lot of shit.
I'm just not. I'm not gonna be a hypocrite.
He thought y'all was bonding. Y'all like this thing got shit to do too.
No, I've been through a lot of security guards, but Zoe's the best. Shout out to Zoe.
Why have you been through so many security guards? Like, what is the conversation? Like, yo, I can't work for you no more. It's too much. I'm taking hits on the chin. Like, what is this?
No, no one's taking a hit for me.
So why they quit? Why you have been through so many?
Well, no one quits. No security guards ever quit on me, but.
Oh, you fire them?
Yeah, it's
because
just like
black and lazy.
Of course not. Okay. Never mind.
I got to see, brother.
Nah, they're not. You know.
This is Jess Hilarious.
Yeah. There's consequences to your actions, and there's consequences to your words. So when you out in the street, people gonna try you.
You say you got a major announcement that you got to make, right? You want to make that announcement now?
You probably don't.
You feel comfortable making that announcement now?
I'm not gonna lie. Yeah. Chat, everyone chill out, all right? All right.
Glad that you're telling your chat to chill. I don't give a fuck about what they're saying about me. You have 2 black people working for you, 2 employees, and they are spewing the monkey, the this, the that, all the racist comments. And you got 2, like you got a black man protecting your little ass. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Your cameraman, black.
Yeah.
You feel me? They ain't got to know me. I don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
But these people are obviously close to you. They work
100%.
for you. You gotta love them because you wouldn't. You know what I'm saying? You can't do this shit by yourself. You have to have a team. Team is black. A lot of them, obviously.
I think my entire team's black.
So
you know what I mean?
Right there,
so it's like,
shout out to Brandy.
That's right. Girl, that's my sister.
You see what's going on here. I'm not gonna play any more of the video, but y'all see right there, Jess Hilarious, for all the shit that we be giving her and people be giving her, she did what black media is supposed to do when you have these dickheads in our spaces. Oh shit, I can see the chat now. What's up, chat? What's up, Lady Hotel? Dexter, what's up, everybody? I see y'all now. What up? What up, chat? Brian Barnes. Larry, I slap the shit out you. All the aggression I want to give on this little racist ass white boy, I take out on Larry Goodwell in the chat. That's how I solve my problems. You know what I mean? I go to jail for. I'm like Matt Barnes. I'm not gonna slap the white boy. I'm gonna slap the nigga, and the nigga I'm gonna slap is Larry. So every time I get mad at this white boy, I'm gonna slap the shit out of Larry in the chat room. Anyway, back to what we talking about.
Stupid whore, dumbass black.
So you see here, she is hella on cold. Because this dude has a reputation of going online and talking crap to black people. And that's what it is. This streaming world, see what she did? You see what she just did? And this just hit my mind. I didn't think I was going to go there, but it just hit my mind. It just came to my mind. This is what these black streaming platforms should have been doing to academics. Academics talk all that shit about black culture and black people have no culture and Jamaica this and Jamaica that, and then turn around and go right on a black platform and they won't check none of that. Academics is the homie. I remember earlier this year, it was one of these LA podcasts. academics called into, and this was just after he had said all this shit about Black Americans. And I remember salute to Glasses Malone. Only reason I was watching this particular podcast is because Glasses Malone was on it. It's the only reason I was even watching it. But I remember academics called in, and he was saying all kind of crazy shit. And they was like, "Oh, man, it's all man," and they weren't checking this bullshit. Fast forward to the last month, Act been running his old goddamn mouth and making all them niggas look stupid. Academics been going around making a lot of these podcasts look stupid that when he was on there before, when they should have checked him years ago for talking all the shit about Black America. But then, and that's a lot of the issue, especially like, unfortunately, especially with our street class of Black folks. The class of Black folks from the streets. And they are no less, I'm not playing that we better than them. I ain't playing that bullshit. Not by any means, because a lot of us is fucked up. But the main issue with people who are street-centered, they can see the difference between a Black gang on this block and a Black person from another block. But they don't seem to see the same thing when it comes to culture. They'll bang on another. Look at Adam 22. When has any Black person ever checked Adam 22 close to how she checked him? This little white boy is bigger than Adam 22 with that streaming world. This Neon kid, he's much bigger than Adam 22. That's why I say, fellas, man, sometimes we got to, when it comes to us as Black folks, we are a family, man, woman, child. I don't play. It makes me cringe when Black women just want to, as selfish as Black women have been lately, over this whole Black. I was watching something about J-Lo. I talked about J-Lo the other day, and in this video they talk about all these Black men that put J-Lo on, the Keenan Ivory Wayans, Robert Townsend, Puffy, Ice Cube with the movie Anaconda. All these Black men put her on. But I watched one podcast and they're like, "What has J-Lo done for Black women? What has she done for Black women?" I'm like, can't she just do something for, why isn't it Black people? I would, even though Black men put her on, I wouldn't say she needs to do something for Black men, but I will say something. She should do something to help the greater good of Black people, the same way she's doing with the $14 billion initiative that she had. I'm like, goddamn, how y'all so goddamn selfish? What about the kids? You don't want the boys getting help, ladies? Black women, no. We are a group. Man, woman, child. We are equal. We are the Trinity. Black men, Black women, Black children. We as a whole are under some bullshit. As a whole. And then women to see some shit. Hell, there was a Black man that did all the goddamn work, and they'll be like, well, women, ladies, y'all need to stop that bullshit. I saw this the other day. Systems. Hold on, let me go get Rocky. Rocky, man, Isha left. Hold on. Hold on. Come back, Rocky. Come on. Come on, Rocky. Come on, baby boy. Isha just left. Now Rocky over here trying to act like you lonely. You all right, boy. But look at this shit. We don't create systems to oppress one another. So we don't need to be having that bullshit ass fight between Black men and Black women. I don't play that bullshit ass fight between Black men and Black women. And that's why when a Black woman's on cold, she gets just as much love as if a Black man is on cold. And Jess Hilarious is on cold. She ain't playing the sexism games. She's saying that you was talking shit about Black people. And she's an example. Versus them podcasts, y'all let Adam 22 run wild. Y'all let Vlad TV run wild. Y'all let the Trap Lord Waltz dude run wild. Y'all let all these white boys run wild and don't check nothing. and then want to turn around and be like, I'm from this gang, I'm from that gang. Nigga, you look weak as hell. How you let somebody disrespect your culture? You got somebody obviously from a different culture disrespecting your culture, but you more mad at a nigga that live on a different block. That shit gotta stop, don't it, Rocky? These niggas is full of shit, ain't they, boy? Ain't they full of shit? You want to say something to the people, Rocky? You want to say something? Rocky don't talk. But you see how it goes? She is on cold. She is on cold. I mean, why does it, like, fellas, let's just think about it. It took a woman to do this. I'm looking for the fellas that would do something. If this little shit was on, who can I say, that be acting black, but ain't really, Mark Lamont Hill. Do y'all think Mark Lamont Hill would have did this? Mark Lamont Hill would have been trying to find common ground. Joe Budden would have been saying, "Oh man, that's still my little bro, man. Yeah, he said some things, but that's still my little bro." Niggas is dick riders, especially if they're around another man with a bigger following. And that's a major problem we have in our community. Niggas are dick riders. Don't let all the tough talk fool you, ladies. These niggas is dick riders. They would have saw that man's following count and would have fell right in line. And think about it. That's why you got to ask yourself, how is somebody that's been talking the way he's been talking about black people, what makes him comfortable enough to come on the Breakfast Club? Look at this dude right here. This dude said, men don't have time to waste on non-issues. You mean men don't have time to waste on disrespect of their community? If the men don't gatekeep our community and the narrative surrounding it, you mean the ladies should be the frontline warriors, homeboy? That's not an issue. So you sound like the kind of person that not only do you toot your ass up, you provide the baby oil too. That's what that sound like. You tooting your ass up and giving you buying the Diddy oil too? God damn. Mark Lamont Hill would not have done this. I mean, this dude could have gone on any of them gangster podcasts. They wouldn't have done this. This motherfucker could have gone on any. He could have. If he was on Gil's Arena, imagine this dude on with goofy ass Gilbert Arenas. In that case, of nut jobs on that channel. Can you imagine him going? That shit wouldn't even have come up. They'd have been like, well, no. The reason why they'd have been arguing over Bronny James. No, Bronny should start. They wouldn't have brought this shit up. Yeah, Mark Lamont here would have been like, so did you vote for Kamala? And he would have argued with his ass over Trump versus Kamala. Yeah, that would have been the only tension that you seen. Which massa did you vote for? So, you're right, Nene 64. That's another good question. Why do they have him on in the first place? Y'all ever notice They never can put. They never like when it comes to black folks. We got to be like extra special to get that kind of a hookup. He doesn't even speak to our community. Why the fuck is he even on there? Why is he even on there? And I was listening. I didn't get to catch all their show, but I listened to Thought Crimes earlier. I got about 30 minutes in listening to them earlier, and they were talking about Prince made a good point. P Solo when he's talking about LeBron James going on Aiden Ross's platform. Now Aiden Ross is talking all kind of shit about LeBron's wife. Kyrie Irving. He Kyrie, and I love Kyrie. But it's the reason why I don't, even though I love Kyrie and I said complimentary things about him, if y'all notice, I also at the same time, I don't champion Kyrie Irving too. Either. I like him, I love what he does. He's better than most of them athletes. But he'll still big up, like he still was talking about Nick Fuentes. Talking about, why is black people, why are black, especially black, why are niggas so willing to compliment and platform a white boy? LeBron platform Aiden Ross, Kyrie Irving giving mentions to Nick Fuentes talking about you respect his right. Well, why don't you say that about Claude Anderson or what's the popular? Tariq. Tariq is very popular. All you niggas know who Tariq Nasheed is. Say that about him. Say that about. Well, I don't know if we want him to say it about Umar, but that'd be a joke on all of us with all the shit that be going on with him. But it's a lot of black folks. Dr. James Smalls that you can shout out. Kaba Kamene. You can, but no, you gonna shout out Nick Fuentes? And it's not like he shouted him out for something positive. He just said he respects Nick Fuentes' rights. And I get respecting people's rights. But they never respect black people's rights to have an open mouth and say what the fuck we want to say, do they? But yeah, that's what they do. Yeah. Shout me out, nigga. That's right, Larry. But that's what they'll do. They are like the men will let academics get a call into West Coast Gangster Podcast and don't nobody call him out for calling out black society. This dude gets to go on the Breakfast Club. LeBron shouting out Aiden Ross. And another thing, good point. Thought Crimes made. I remember when Charleston White went on Aiden Ross's show. Aiden Ross basically pimped him out, and he didn't have none of that heat for Aiden Ross the way he had for a black. It could be a black person whose son got murdered. He'll have more heat for that random shooting that he saw on the news and their parents not knowing a damn thing about their parents than he did the white boy that was asking about his dick. Because none of some white boys do ask him stupid ass questions about black folks' junk and packages and shit. And these niggas fall right for it and be like, hee. That's a major reason why we as a people don't have a lot of respect. Y'all let these niggas say anything about us. Y'all let these niggas say anything. And they feel, so that's why this dude was comfortable coming onto the Breakfast Club. That's why he was comfortable coming on the Breakfast Club. Because he knows there's a good chance these niggas ain't gonna say shit. He knows that. And that transitions us to the second topic for the day. I saw this going around. I haven't even read the list, but I saw the story go around as I pulled it up. I pay attention, but I more so want to care about the subject than I do. Well, I did see part of it. I don't remember. I did see part of the list, but I don't know who number one was. Let me get. Let's scroll down. But I want to talk about this not to argue with what their rankings are, but just to talk about overall. Complex has become a publication that does these rankings, hip-hop rankings, singer rankings, now media rankings. And this is the only way this magazine or this website gets any traction these days. Their formula for getting traction is to basically put up a bullshit-ass list that they even know is bullshit. That's how they get attention. They don't break any new artists. They don't write about anything in depth when it comes to music. They don't create think pieces. This is basically just a trash site. You know what I mean? It's a trash site. Complex, if you want to stop being trash, call me up, shoot me over a contract for Complex, and I'll clean your shit up and give you some real ass music reviews and music talk. But until y'all call somebody like me or somebody like me that's serious about music, as long as y'all keep hiring these people who are just basically gossip columnists, that's going to make sure that your publication stays trash. If you want to clean your publication up, y'all going to have to throw contracts out to the real niggas that's out here talking about media, hip-hop, and talking about music in the right way. Until y'all do that, y'all ain't shit. What's up, Tori and Rain? Reloaded. I love that brother's channel. He said Complex had his run in 2017. What's up, Red Talk Anna? What's up, Andre Bryan, Donnie Williams? Salute to Donnie Williams. Human, Nene, appreciate all y'all for joining. So let's talk about this. Complex is one of those. Let's see who owns Complex. Let's go on a dive. Yeah, let's go on a dive. Who owns Who owns them? Let's see here. Oh, it's owned by BuzzFeed. Okay. It was with Hertz Communication and Verizon. And then it was purchased by BuzzFeed. Okay. Who owns BuzzFeed? Let's see. Okay. Josh Peretti. Patrick Kernans. Okay. Let's see. Okay, so there's one of your right here. Is it? Okay. There's too many white boys with that name. Let's see. Jonah Peretti. Okay. Okay, here we go. Oh, this is a weird looking ass white boy. So, okay, here we go. Here's who's running Complex right here. This Rachel Maddow looking motherfucker. This nigga look like Rachel Maddow. So there is this Rachel Maddow looking motherfucker. Here's your owner of Complex right here. So here we go. Here we go. So here's the main guy at Complex right here. You got male Rachel Maddow. So they're the ones that are in control, and this is who is curating. In a nutshell, this is who's curating hip-hop media. The list of the best hip-hop media outlets right here. Question, chat room. What the fuck would he know about the best hip-hop publications? What the fuck would he know about the best hip-hop publications on the internet? Do you think TD Hip Hop Media is coming across his timeline? Do you think Curtis King or Thought Crimes is coming across his timeline? Doggy Diamonds TV is coming across his timeline? The Company Man? Any of these cats is really covering hip hop. Do you think any of them are coming across this dude's timeline? So let's keep that in mind as we go through this list, okay? I'm gonna cover my face up so y'all see, because we're gonna read. I wanna put his image over mine so we're very clear about whose words are these. I don't want my face on the screen because these ain't my words. These are his words. They're ranking hip hop media. John Carmencia. Who the fuck is this? Featured on Popcast and the New York Times. Oh, he did a Clips interview, a RZA interview, and Kendrick Lamar's Super Bowl performance review. But he works for the New York Times. So they're saying he got there because he did an interview. This dude's... Wow. So because this guy interviewed... He's hip-hop media because of one interview. And he works for the New York Times. Okay. Z-Eyes and B-Lou. I think I've seen them like once or twice. They do react. Oh yeah, I've seen it. Yeah, these cats do reaction videos. They're not even media. They're reaction videos. These dudes don't do media like that. Well, no, they do. They do. I did see them cover I saw them first. I'm mistaking them with somebody else. I remember coming across them when the whole Drake shit happened. When the whole Drake situation, they reviewed Drake and Kendrick stuff. I do remember them. Okay, so then they are media. I was getting them twisted with somebody else. These cats are most definitely hip hop. They're media. But you see what they did. They're way down here behind Arshan Jawed. Now I've never heard of him. Who is this Middle Eastern John B looking motherfucker here? Is this nigga John T? The fuck? Conversations on underground rappers. Never heard of him. They got Angela Yee. Don't her podcast spend more time talking about sucking dicks than anything else? Every time you look up, she got some stupid ass conversation topic about women who like taking their drawers down. Would you call that? Is it just because she's black, she's hip hop? Well, she does do interviews. She does interview rappers. She does interview rappers. But would you still call that hip hop media, or is she a media platform that happens to interview rappers? I don't know if I would call her hip hop media. She's media, definitely. Yeah, what you say, Jay Sean? Jay Sean said a thought cast. Yeah. Angela Yee shows like it's a thought cast. I don't know about no hip hop. Bootleg Kev. He does a lot of reviews. I don't watch him, but he does a lot of reviews and interviews. He has access. He's one of the white boys with access. He gets access. Big Boy. Now this is hip hop. Number 20, that's foul. Because he just had a goddamn interview that went viral last week with Ari Spears talking shit about Ice Cube. This dude is a legend in hip hop media, and he still not only is he a legacy media legend, he's still active. How in the hell is he 20? He should always be at the top because he stays in it like he's. Now I will say this. Let me get back on camera for this part. I don't value Big Boy. I don't. He's from my city. But Big Boy don't hire black people. Big Boy ain't got nothing but Mexicans around him. That's all he hires. He sees what goes on in this radio landscape. All throughout 92.3, all on Power 106. He the only nigga around. It's just him, 15, and I have no issues with Mexicans, but you don't have my issue is you don't have a reverse example. You do not have a Mexican radio show here in LA or anywhere else in the country that I see where there's a Mexican host and a bunch of black men and women around him. A team of 7 black men and black women with one Mexican radio DJ. You do not see that. But Big Boy has taken, and he's great. He's wonderful. Big Boy is a legend. He's at legendary movie positions. He's funny as fuck. Luther Luffy, his character's like Luther Luffy, and he's a legend. You cannot take Big Boy's legendary status here in the city of LA or in hip hop away from him. You cannot. I'll never disrespect his legend, but I don't respect how he moves. And I hope he hears this, and I hope this gets to him. I don't respect it, and black people don't respect it. Where are the black people you putting on? That's how we lost radio to begin with. When we had black-owned radio stations in the 80s, and you can find it in the book Death of Rhythm and Blues. Let's see where it's at. They talk about this in the book. How it was black radio DJs in the 80s that were going around. Here we go. You can find it in this book right here, Death of Rhythm and Blues by Nelson George. They're talking about, in this book, we talk about how, like, when we had the radio stations, it was the black-owned radio stations that was doing that blue-eyed soul shit. A black artist that was not going to get any radio play on the white station was getting bumped so the black stations could play Michael McDonald, so the black stations could play Toto, so the black stations could play the white shit. And they whitened up their flavor. They went from the personality DJ when we was running radio to some old vanilla bland, stiff-ass white boy act, trying to be complimentary to those folks, lost touch with the people, and gave way to what we have right now. So Big Boy is following the old script that's been around since the 70s and the 80s. And that's to be the only nigga in town. Head nigga in charge syndrome. So because Big Boy don't like hiring niggas, I ain't got nothing else to say about his spot. He can get the Mexicans to fight for him. Because I respect Latinos for hiring their own. I'm never going to tell Latinos not to do that. When they do that, when they get in to hire their own people, I respect it. If you don't look out for your own people, who will? If you don't look out for your own people, who will? So you don't see me coming along saying, man, the Mexicans, man, they race, they need to do this, they need to do that. No. You got your spot, whatever. I don't care. But when we got niggas doing that, that's a problem. That's a problem. Nadeska Alexis. I don't know who the fuck she is. But I want to check her out. She had a... Oh, that was her on this interview. I saw this interview. That was her.
And not really seeing role models that look like myself. So when
I saw this interview. She's good.
And the way...
Yeah, this is her. I saw this interview.
Can speak for the man better than himself.
But it shows, but what I'm seeing here, she's... If you over there interviewing Kendrick for the Bowl, you're plugged in. She's plugged into the machine. Apple Music, that's a machine podcast. DDG. I don't listen to him, but I heard enough about him to know that, okay, he's legit. Elliot Wilson, I don't watch him. Matter of fact, Elliot Wilson's kind of weird to me. He one of the Jay-Z dudes. But, okay, whatever. He's on there. DJ Head. He's definitely hip-hop. And that's kind of a low ranking right there, if you ask me. Especially when you look at all the information that he had this past year, 2024 and 25, with Kendrick. How in the hell did Fat Joe and Jadakiss make this shit and they just started their podcast like 2 months ago? What in the hell? This podcast ain't even good yet. I'm not saying it won't be good. It has a chance. Maybe it will be good one day. Maybe it will be. But it ain't now. How in the hell did this thing make it? That's how you know there's some bullshit. There's some corporate bullshit. All Fat Joe do is talk over Jadakiss. These niggas ain't even got their chemistry yet. And they made it over DJ Head? They ranked ahead of DJ Head and Elliot Wilson? Even though I'm not a big Elliot Wilson fan, he's a good journalist. Like, dude, Elliot Wilson is a journalist. Like, there should always be space for people like Elliot Wilson. He's a journalist that's opinionated. Even though I don't agree with his opinions, I still respect it. Like, Elliot Wilson is what you want out of music journalism. Same with DJ Head. And they put Fat Joe and Jadakiss. Wow. Shannon Sharp. Shannon Sharp ain't no goddamn hip-hop media. Shannon Sharp is media. He's media that talks about a little bit of everything. And he happens to talk about hip-hop. Wow. But this goes to show you what I've been telling y'all, man. Hip-hop is the same thing as R&B used to be. R&B from late 40s, the 1950s, all the way through the 90s, anything black, and if it had anything music, close to music and close to black, it was considered R&B. R&B was a term for black. R&B got replaced in 2000 with hip-hop. Hip-hop just means black people. If black people are doing it, it must be hip-hop. It ain't a goddamn thing hip-hop about Shannon Sharp. This nigga look like he listens to goddamn Britney Spears. This nigga, Shannon Sharp, look like when he was playing for the Denver Broncos, that motherfucker was getting ready for games listening to Hootie and the Blowfish. Man, get this old Hootie and the Blowfish listening ass nigga out my face. Ain't no goddamn hip-hop, nothing about Shannon Sharp. This nigga Shannon Sharp I guarantee you, he probably know more about Keith Urban than he know Keith Sweat. Nigga, no. This nigga, like, he listened to Ashley and Jessica Simpson. He ain't listening to no goddamn hip hop. Man, please. Y'all saw when Shannon had that interview and they were talking about Nas when he was talking to Jim Jones? They're talking about Nas. This nigga Shannon didn't even know Nas was in the middle of a late career historic run between the Magic and the King's Disease series. Oh man, no. Nas is retired now. Nas is sitting back, man. Nas is chilling, man. Nas is sitting back chilling. No, nigga, Nas's last 5 albums was better than anything Jim Jones did in his prime. What the fuck are you talking about, Shannon? If you don't sit your ass down and turn on some Cowboy Troy ass nigga, hell yeah, he look out of place when he talk hip hop. What's up, Thought Crimes? I was talking about y'all earlier. In the Blackout stream y'all had earlier talking about Aiden Ross and LeBron. Man, y'all was on some real shit. Shannon Sharp, this thick tongue ass nigga. Ain't a goddamn thing hip hop about him. A hip. That's the only thing. A hip. Imagine this nigga rapping. A hip, a skip, a scop, a skip to the skip, and a scop, stop, the ding, up, the dop, to the bang, boogie, the up, the boogie, to the boogie, to the boogie, the bee. Man, hell nah. No Complex magazine in the trash just for even putting Shannon Sharp in hip hop rankings. This nigga wears a purse and tight ass clothes. I swear to God, they need Shannon Sharp. His style of music is more that John Henry working on the railroad. Oh Lord, get this John Henry music, listening and working and whistling while you work, having ass nigga out of here. John Henry working on the railroad. Oh Lord, man, if you don't get this old man River ass out of here. Old man Rivers. Ain't a goddamn thing hip hop about Shannon Sharp. And he good at what he does. You ain't seen me shit on what he do. Shannon Sharp is great at what he do. I ain't here to shit on him at all. He just ain't hip hop. Then they got this motherfucker. I didn't know who he was until like I heard about him, but I never paid attention. I knew he was. I heard about him. But when a few months ago when Whack 100, DJ Vlad or JD Vlad and Adam 22 and Academics all got together and they had that little round table, that's when he was on. He not hip hop media just based on how he look. I don't give a fuck. This nigga can resuscitate Jam Master Jay and interview him from heaven. He still won't be no goddamn hip hop media. This nigga can find out how he can get an affidavit from the person that killed Eazy-E, and I still wouldn't put him in hip hop media. This motherfucker's just a goober. The fuck is he doing up here? Trap Lord Ross. I am personally offended at him having to use the word trap in his name. Because the whole trap thing comes from the South. Y'all know T.I. And before that, just the trap house in the South. So that's what they do is they like to have a familiar name to get them in. That's one thing I never like people with these old catchy names. I always get on the defensive when your name is part of it, like John Legend. When I heard this Dairy Cow looking motherfucker coming around talking about some, we're just ordinary people. Sound like a goddamn cow jacking off. Oh, and his last name was Legend? I was like, who is this nigga that they bringing around? I'm ready to go right now. I'm like, no, you're not Legend. What the fuck is this? His last name got to be Williams or Johnston or some shit like that. Legend? Nah, you sound like a plant. I get real curious when I hear shit like that. Like, and I like her music, but like her music is cool, but Cleo soul. So you're gonna have this black adjacent lady who names her who somebody named her very close to a genre that she's singing just like them. So in 50 years, in 100 years, when you hear neo soul, you're not gonna think Erykah Badu. You're not gonna think Jill Scott. You're not gonna think Music Soul Child. When you hear neo soul, you're gonna think Cleo soul, and it's gonna have a non-black face to it. Think about that for a moment. And now you got Trap, Laura Ross. Trap Ross, Rick Ross. Trap Ross, Rick Ross. Freeway Rick Ross. Rick Ross the rapper. Trap. T.I. Trap. Y'all see how this shit work? I don't like them. Then they got Ebro. Another Legacy Media. Legacy Media. Ebro, he jumps in and off cold. He jumps on and off cold. Ebro knows enough about code to know what it is, which is why I don't respect him when he jumps off of it. Which is why overall I don't respect what he does. Because he's more off than on, but when he is on code, he knows exactly what to say. So that tells me that he knows better. He just don't do better. Legacy Media. They got Nori on Drink Champs. Drink Champs is a good show. You know I don't watch it a lot. They have good interviews. Let's just tell the truth. Nori's a fucking idiot, all right? No disrespect to him, but he's a dummy. You ever listen to some of the interviews that they be having? The artists, I remember like when they interviewed Patti LaBelle. They going off into some really in-depth musical stuff like that was going on. And he's like, so did you have a shot? You want a shot? I'm like, Patti LaBelle talking about something. I was in the studio. I'm with Gambling Huff. And we writing a song and we going into this song. And I'm at Philadelphia International. Off top, when you hear Patti LaBelle talking about being at Philly International in the studio with Gambling Huff, there's not a thing that I want to know. It could be a fucking atomic bomb dropping on LA. I'm going to be dead anyway. Don't change the goddamn subject. Let her get that off. And Noria come in. Oh, you were what was Philadelphia International? Oh yeah, Gambling Huff. Oh yeah, I heard of Gambling Huff. So you was with Gambling Huff? Did you drink? Did you have a shot? You want some whiskey? You want some vodka? I'd be like, nigga, we was right there. We was right there at some information. That's how I know this list is bullshit. Do they value information? Even when this dude interviews the greats, he be on some bullshit. I be like, damn, we was right there at some substance. And this is no disrespect to Nori at all. I don't know the guy. I think he seemed like the kind of person, if you're around him, he's a good dude. And I just call it like I see it. You know what I mean? I just call it like I see it. I'm not here to kiss ass and If these people end up not liking me because I say what I have to say, that's fine too. I don't need to be on any other platform who won't allow me to be genuine to begin with. But Nori's a fucking idiot. And that's after a year, and I still watch his show, but ringing a goddamn bell and oh my God. Gilly and Wallow. These are another couple of idiots right here. I tried to watch their show. But are they? Yeah, they come from the hip hop world. So maybe since they come from the hip hop world, you can call them that. But they be talking a lot about sport. I look at Gilly and Wallow as just media. I don't know if they're hip hop focused, but at the same time, I don't watch them long enough because I lose brain cells. These old pull your pants up ass niggas. It's always these niggas that was fucking up in their 20s want to get in their 40s and 50s and tell everybody else pull their pants up. Man, fuck off. I guarantee you something. Everybody I've named so far, none of them would do what Jess Hilarious did. None of them. None of these people that I've named so far, not Nori, not Ebro, definitely not Chappell or Ross, not Shannon, not Jadakiss and Fat Joe. I don't know if DJ Head would or not. I can't say he would. I don't know if he would or not. Not Elliot Wilson. I don't know if DDG would or not. Big Boy definitely wouldn't because he'd be too busy. Big Boy too busy afraid to offend his Mexican employees. Bootleg Kev, Angela Yee wouldn't. Who the fuck this dude is wouldn't. I don't know if these two would or not. I don't watch their show enough. And I know good and hell well he wouldn't. Would none of these people do what Jess Hilarious just did? The way she called out that white boy on the Breakfast Club. None of them. And I know these two niggas wouldn't. Now, if it's a black person saying some shit, now. If they had a nigga on their show that said some nigga shit that they don't like, he might get the business. Like if I was on their show, they might give me the business for the bullshit, for the shit that I be saying. So you said, and then they be wanting to get all aggressive. So you said we stupid, huh? They be wanting to fight a nigga like me. But let that white boy go on their show. They ain't saying shit other than when is your next live stream? That's the only question these niggas is gonna ask. They wouldn't stand on business. Rory and Mal definitely wouldn't stand on business. I don't watch this show. I can't. They like, and this is hard to say, but Rory, the white boy is actually the smarter one, the more perceptive one, and that's hard to say, man. How the white boy is the more perceptive one on the team? Mal just gives all kind of stupid ass opinions that he don't stand by. I mean, he can't back it. He's all into his feelings. This show is all about feelings. And just look at these shows that they're ranking. These are all a whole bunch of emotional, prostate punching ass podcasts. It's just a whole bunch of niggas that's down for the circle jerk. You can guarantee, you know, they would not do what Jess Hilarious just did with that dude. This is dumb and this is like simple and simpler. Dumb and dumber and simple and simpler. You said Kai Sonata defending that Indian dude, that neon dude? Told you these niggas is weak. Who the fuck is this? Is this Kareem Abdul-Jabbar? Is this? What's that white boy name that was on that had that newspaper that he was hustling off niggas? Sean King? Is this like the hip hop Sean King? Who the fuck is this? Jerome, help me out. YouTube reviews. Let me see. This dude say master how to feed our culture, instant gratification. What do they mean by our culture? Again, this is the owner of the complex. This dude is saying, this publication is saying our culture. Look at the words, our culture. Does this motherfucker right here look like he can produce any kind of magazine, newspaper, YouTube video, Twitter post, blog, goddamn Reddit review that's in the line with black culture? This is the dude. Remember, this is the dude whose publication this is. This guy is trying to tell me that this dude is a giant in the hip hop space. Wow, wow, wow. Just wow. Nadwar, who the fuck is this? Okay, he interviews people. Okay. I don't get my media from him, so I don't know who he is. He has a lot of fucking followers, though. But I see him interviewing a lot of people. How is he hip hop? He seems to be like somebody who interviews a lot of people, and some of them are rappers. How is this a hip hop blog? Y'all calling this a hip hop blog? This is a hip hop blog?
All you need to do to enter is comment on this video.
He seems like he's a good interviewer that has access to people. Cool Hurt. Okay, Warren G. Okay. Nardwar.
Hey, this Cardi B, and you watching Nardwards.
Okay, Chance the Rapper, Warren G. Okay. Paul Rodriguez. Okay. It still don't look like a hip hop blog. It looks like an interview channel that interviews rappers. But what the fuck is this? They got DJ Vlad as number 6. I bet you just pissing him off. I bet you he mad. He don't belong to the motherfucker at all. But I guarantee you, he mad as hell that he ranked out of the top 5. We said, what can we, what word, I've said all I had to say about Vlad. What can you say about Vlad and his fake hair that you cannot say about the war-torn Ukraine? That hasn't been said about Vlad, this motherfucker right here. He ain't shit. His new hairdo ain't shit. His show ain't shit. You know, I still rock with Lord Jamar. I still rock with people like that, but I don't rock with no goddamn Vlad. Hell no. I will never see when Lord Jamar get back doing a God Pod on his show. I will tune back into Lord Jamar's show on his own YouTube channel. I will watch Lord Jamar on Art of Dialogue interviews. I will not watch a Vlad interview. Hell no. But they say he's popular. Okay. Charlemagne the God, number 5. All right. You know, I like the way he played it with he played off Jess Hilarious's lead well in that, but Charlemagne, I don't know. the term, when I hear Charlemagne the God, because he likes to speak out of both sides of his mouth. When I think about Charlemagne, I think about Benedict Arnold, you know? You guys all know who Benedict Arnold is. Pull out your history books. It's just for some reason. Because why would you name yourself Charlemagne? Charlemagne was a musty, dusty, cracker-ass conqueror that got his ass, who actually lost the majority of his battles in the Crusades. Started the Crusades, the Christendom versus the Muslims. We can point white supremacy back to the days of Charlemagne the Conqueror and his crusades looking for sugar and using Christendom to rally the whites against the blacks. And the blacks were the Muslim. So as a black man, why would you name yourself after that guy? That alone made me be like, yeah, nah. No. That's as bad as a nigga naming himself King Leopold, the God. What? That'd be like a black person naming himself President George Washington, the God. Adolf Hitler, the God. That's what Charlemagne, that's the equivalent. That's the equivalent. Thomas Jefferson, the God. And this is right in our face. That's no different than someone calling themselves Thomas Jefferson. Or Rutherford B. Hayes. Or any of them crack-ass, fake-ass conquerors. Christopher Columbus, the God. That's literally the equivalent. So just his name has never allowed me to trust him. Because I know my history. And I'm not about to be trusting or nobody that named themselves that. Or what Kwame Brown say? Charlemagne the lesser charge. But he has that podcast with Andrew Schultz. And he be kikiing and acting all goofy with that white boy. Nah, I'm good. Black Boy Max. I'm not too familiar with Black Boy Max. They saying, okay, in the Booth series. Okay. Is he in London? Is he London based? Chat room. Anybody in the chat room know who he is? Is he based in London? Is he a UK guy? Help me out, chat room. Is he a UK guy? I'm telling y'all right now, can't nobody from the UK be on shit when it comes to hip hop. Oh, you say he from Jersey? Okay. I'm about to say, because I was watching Thought Crimes last week. A couple weeks ago, they were talking about UK guys. And on Thought Crimes, they were talking about that UK rapper who was mad at American rappers. What's the chat room? What's that UK rapper's name that was mad at American rappers for not being put up there with what's that UK rapper? He said that their accent is like the South and how Americans were talking shit about the South. No. We talk shit about Southern accents because it's fun. Because why not? We Americans, and part of our culture as Black Americans is talking shit. And yeah, we talk shit about the South. I love clowning my cousins, and I'd be like, "Hey, let's go to that liquor store in the corner. What's it called?" And my cousins from Fort Worth would be like, "Sim-a-lim," and I'd be every time the Texas niggas say "Sim-a-lim," that shit be funny. We be clowning, but that's in love. Oh yeah, Skepta. That's that rapper named Skepta. That's in love. We love Outkast. We can deal with their accent. That British accent is just fucking corny. It ain't nothing about the Southern accent that's corny. The Southern people, all my cousins from Texas, they all told me I talk too proper. They be like, "Why you talk proper?" I'm like, "I don't talk no goddamn proper." It's just ribbing amongst us. Let's make it very clear, Skepta. The British accent sucks. No, we're not about trying to hear a whole bunch of Lennox Lewis sounding motherfuckers rap. And Prince was on Thought Crimes. Prince being complimentary at Skepta, and I was like, "Man, y'all lucky." Yeah, man. It's a salute to P Solo for being complimentary. If you want to hear from me, hell nah. I do not want to hear you British motherfuckers rap. I love the British. Y'all some good people. But y'all need to sing some other shit with an accordion playing and some classical. Y'all rap. When y'all rap, that shit sounds horrible. But this dude, since y'all say he's from Jersey, I'm going to give this young man a chance. I'm going to say, okay, cool. And then you got Joe Budden, who's always at the top. But a chat room, do y'all think that he would have checked old boy the way Jess Hilarious did? Because we giving Jess Hilarious her flowers for doing what she did. Because more of these people need to be uncomfortable around. If you talk like that, you should not be comfortable around black people. I don't think Joe Budden would have did what she did. Think Joe Budden would have seen old boy's streaming numbers and been very cool with him. And the situation would not have come up about the way he talked about black people. Then they put academics at number 2. Y'all see how he put him at number 2 and he was caught lying that whole Kendrick versus Drake battle? First off, he's talking all the shit, helping Drake out. Drake don't even respect this motherfucker enough to come on his show. This nigga had egg in his face. He done had all kind of accusations thrown his way. And Complex is still pushing him up regardless of all the accusations, regardless of the bullshit, think about how many times he was wrong. Let's just use the Kendrick Drake back and forth. Academics was wrong 8 out of 10 times out of what he was saying was coming next. And we know Academics wouldn't have done what Jess Hilarious did. We know that. That's not in him at all. Somebody start making, hey, stop it. I get you like B more, but this has everything to do with who Jess Hilarious is and not Baltimore. Because it's coons in Baltimore, just like it's coons in New York, just like it's coons in LA. It ain't got a damn thing, and salute to you, yada L's, but it ain't got a goddamn thing to do with Baltimore. Y'all also got Javante Tank Davis out of Baltimore, who when Ryan Garcia said fuck niggers, it was Baltimore's own Tank Davis that was saying, "No, Ryan's my buddy, Ryan's my friend." It ain't got nothing to do with your city, homie. But I still got love for you, my brother. But it ain't got a damn thing to do with your city now. Let's give Jess Hilarious her flowers. She deserves the flowers. It ain't the city. Promise you that. The way Tank Davis is a goddamn boxer. And the minute that Mexican said all that shit, fuck niggers, and we should wake George Floyd up and kill him again, who was the first person to his side? Baltimore's own Gervonta Tank Davis. So I can promise you it's not Baltimore. It's Jess. Okay? So yeah, they got him, and then they got Kai Cenat as number one. He ain't hip hop media. He a streamer. This nigga ain't hip hop media. Now he's media. He's definitely media. But he's not hip hop media. See, this goes in to what I'm always talking about here on this show. They always, when it's black, it's hip hop. Hip hop is a code word for black. Content that black people like. Music that black people like. Entertainment that black people like. The same way before hip hop, it was the R&B. Y'all notice how they narrow black society and black thought and black point of views down to hip hop? If a white boy has anybody black on his show, now all of a sudden he's a hip hop blog. If it's a black show and it covers music twice a year, all of a sudden it's a hip hop show. And then they'll turn around and tell us that hip hop is for the world. It's not just for black people. Y'all see this crazy, twisted, weird ass messaging that they do out here? And none of these so-called hip hop guys would do what Jess Hilarious did. Jess Hilarious was on code, and when you had this white boy come up, or this non-black boy come into a black space, feeling all comfortable, and why wouldn't he feel comfortable? That dude could have gone on any of these other popular black podcasts, and that would not have happened. Hell, you want to know, low-key, the safest place for a racist? Put them around a whole bunch of niggas talking about gangbanging. If you want to make a safe space for a non-black person to be around a room full of black people, put them in a room with a whole bunch of niggas talking about gangbanging. Them niggas ain't gonna do shit to that white boy or non-black boy. They can say nigga, 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 nigga all day. And these motherfuckers will sit back and look at each other and be like, well, he ain't from the set, so he ain't talking about me. He ain't talking about me. He ain't say nothing about my set. So he ain't say nothing about my set. That's exactly what you niggas will do. Cow down. You want to make a space for a white boy or a non-black person to shit on black people? You want to make space for someone like academics to shit on black Americans? Put them in the area full of niggas that's banging. And that nigga will be safe. Now, put another black man in that position, then, well, ooh, nigga, you might not get out. They might beat the fuck out of your black ass. This nigga said, Kai, I get it now. All right. You get it now, Yada Els. You get it. They just platformed a whole bunch of podcasts we've never heard of. That's how you notice some bullshit, man. But let me tell y'all something. Most of what we get in our media, in our music and entertainment is bullshit. Dick Gregory used to tell us all the time, rest in peace, Dick Gregory. You know they with the CIA. Most of this shit is government, man. Most of it. And you don't find out, you don't really know it's government live and in action. You always find out later when you read the history books. Like, I just finished reading this book. I got to read it again. I just finished this book. Hey, Patreon. If you're on my Patreon, I only want you to answer if you're on Patreon. If y'all want to do a book club on this on Patreon, we will. But I don't do this book club on Patreon because that means it's work. I come to you niggas on YouTube off the top of my head. Patreon gets a little bit more effort. If you're part of my Patreon, this book here, if you're on my Patreon, buy this book. It's called Weird Scenes Inside the Canyon by Dave McGowan. Weird Scenes Inside the Canyon by Dave McGowan. It's talking about the Laurel Canyon music scene here in LA. You read this shit, you're going to find far more murders in a 10-year period than you've had the whole 50 years of hip-hop combined. All right? And you're also going to find that a lot of those bands, the majority of those bands, from the Doors to the Mamas and the Papas, to Crosby, Stills and Nash, Sonny and Cher, and the list goes on, they all connected to the alphabet agencies. And there was people from the alphabet agencies that pushed them ahead. Most of these motherfuckers like Jim Morrison didn't even know how to play an instrument. And they in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. A bunch of white boys that didn't even know how to sing nor play instruments. Because they had a little bit of help. And in the last chapter of the Beach Boys, yeah. They didn't say nothing about the brother, Brian, what's his name? Brian Wilson from the Beach Boys. It talks about how in this book, Brian Wilson from the Beach Boys, do y'all know when he was 20, he got with a 14-year-old and married her, divorced her, and then when he was 30, he got with a new 14-year-old and married her once she got of legal age to be married. Then once he was done with her, he divorced her, and when he was 40, he got with a new 14-year-old and married her when she became of age to marry. Brian Wilson from the Beach Boys. But they want to talk to you about R. Kelly. This dude was having incest with his fucking daughter. And in the last chapter of this book, it's talking about the whole punk rock genre, talking about the Police and all those bands, them all being elevated to the dude that signed your Cyndi Lauper, that whole punk rock era. Do y'all know that the man that signed them, that owned the record label that signed them, worked for the government? And not only did he sign them to his record label, they also helped him create a magazine to promote them. And that same white boy that worked for the government, that signed them to a record label, also was one of the first VJs at MTV. So not only did he have access for the whole punk rock genre to come up, this motherfucker also got a job at MTV to promote his acts. And then you'll get black acts come around, don't sell as much, and then you'll have niggas be like, I ain't gonna listen to him. He didn't sell that many records. Well, maybe he didn't sell that many records because he wasn't tied to nothing official. You think about that? This shit is real, yo. I ain't making up no shit. So if y'all want to be a part of that over on Patreon, we'll do that, all right? Yeah, that's the book, Weird Scenes Inside the Canyon by Dave McGowan. Man, it's a bunch of sick shit in that book. I'm about to read it again. Yeah, man, but I don't give salute to Yada L's, but yeah, I don't. When it comes to these cities, man, when it comes to people who fight back for blackness, that's something that's in the blood. Cause you know, LA, we got Kendrick, we got Ice Cube, we got Ice Cube that's been 10 toes down. But we also got Blueface. What's up, Rocky? Like, yeah, we got Kendrick, but we got Nipsey too. But we also got Whack 100. Yeah, we got the game. Like, we got Kendrick, but we also got the game. I don't care what nobody say. The game is one of the corniest ass niggas I've ever. There are very few things more corny than the game. A tough guy who lives his brother's story, who's too much of an idiot socially, and now that man done lost his house and lost everything, lost what the money his children were supposed to inherit because he's a fucking idiot. Yeah, Malcolm like, yeah, the game is an old YN, right, Malcolm McFly? That's why, as much as I love my city, I can't be going around on some that's because they from LA. Yeah, Cube is from LA. And yeah, hell yeah, I stand up for that. But we also got the game. Would you ever want your kids to grow up to be like the game? Shut the fuck up. Niggas in my hit before an apartment. Oh, I'm at the game a few times. I'm gonna be down at the Drew League this Saturday. I remember when the game, I used to hate, like, when I used to club all the time, that's when game was real hot. When I used to be in the club, I'd be in bottle service at the clubs and everything. And it seemed like every time game came around, the energy shifted. What's up, Rocky? You ever be around people? Y'all ever had them people that when they come around, the energy just turns negative? It'd be like everybody was having fun. Now all of a sudden, everybody looking at each other. Like one nigga walk in with his crew, and it went from everybody having a good time to everybody sitting on the wall looking at each other. I've been around the game, never in his crew, but I've been in the venue with him from All-Star weekends to Grammy parties, especially in the 2000s. And that energy shift is real. You're right, Justin. It's like the spirit ain't right. And then you hear about all kind of clown behavior, fights and shit. It'd be like, yeah. I was at that game with the Drew League when the game fought his own teammate at the Drew League, y'all. Do y'all know that? It was the game that they had over at Southwest College for the playoffs. I was at that game. And you saw the tension building up. I'm like, this nigga is fighting his own teammate. I remember one game when his team lost. They lost like the Drew League championship because this nigga had James Harden on his team and DeMar DeRozan. And do you know that this nigga was taking all the shots? How in the hell do you have, and we talking like 2016 James Harden, before James Harden slowed down. But this was prime James Harden. This nigga had James Harden on his team, and he took more shots than Harden, and they lost that game. Yeah. Yeah, Jesse, most of them gang-banging niggas is gay. Not all of them, but the ones that keep going back to jail. I got suspicions. So to how the 420 says, y'all West Coast, you know, your mom has stories about niggas rapping in Brooklyn. Oh, yeah. I got some super chats. What's up, Red Talk? Hey, my tribe. What's up, Red Talk? Nicole Smith. What's up, Thought Crimes? Appreciate it. Wiley, I appreciate the Cash App, Wiley. Thanks for the Cash App. Martin, I appreciate the Cash App. Latriba Lawson, I appreciate the Cash App. Thank you. Latriba Lawson. Rocky, what you doing? Hopefully the gang grew up. Hopefully, I hated to see him lose his house, man. Even though I think the dude was weird, you don't want to see a man lose his house because man got kids. I'm thinking about kids. You know, his kids having to move because his daddy did some dumb shit. I don't like seeing that. Like even now, y'all see Umar is going broke. Not going broke, but he's asking for money, saying that his money tripping. Have y'all seen me say anything about Umar? I don't like piling on black people when they down. Even though I disagree with Umar on certain topics vehemently, I'm not about to make fun of his financial situation. And I saw that video that what's his name, O'Shea Duke Jackson did when he talked when Boyce Watkins did a response, and you saw Boyce Watkins gloating at Umar going broke. Like, boy, you just as low as that nigga. What the fuck is this? You told us to go and invest in a Tulsa real estate scam. Another thing. Remember I told y'all earlier about people with these names, John Legend, even though he not, Cleo Soul. When I heard Tulsa Real Estate Fund, my first thought was, who the fuck is trying to get me to sign up for this bullshit? When Sean King had his Black Star Press, when I see people trying to grow things with just the fact that it was called the Tulsa Real Estate Fund, let me know that was some bullshit. And all them black folks that lost their money with Jay Morris, and Boyce got the nerve to go laughing at Umar. I ain't about to laugh at Umar. Yeah, I'm leaving Umar alone. I ain't fucking Umar going to do some shit, he going to do some shit. But I'm looking online. Everybody is having a good time. The thing I don't respect about everybody piling on Umar, even though y'all heard me say before, I didn't show Umar just last week. I think Umar's full of shit in a lot of ways. But I'm also going to talk about what Umar does with the IEPs and what he does with special education and the school system and that knowledge that he drops. You got to at least pass along what he do right, because he's vital to what and his history of what he's done as far as at least getting the information out there on the special education system. If you weren't loudly promoting that, at least that part, because think about it, no matter who's listening, we as content creators got people listening, and y'all got kids out there. Y'all got kids. So that means y'all got kids who are in the school system. You've gone through the school system. And even if I don't like a guy, I can still pass on useful information. So you got a bunch of people who've never passed on useful information that he's put out that are sitting around piling on him. I'm not doing that. And I put money up on his school too. Point seen, money gone. Point seen, money gone. So I'm not about to sit here and pile on Umar. Oh, you said his account got hacked while he's in Africa? That makes sense. That should tell the Prince of Pan-Africanism Yeah, he said got hacked by that shit. Probably got hacked by an African while he was in Africa too. Umar, that's what you get for talking shit about black folks in America. I'm like, ha, but as far as my jokes is gonna go, I ain't about to pile on that man. He said the name Boyce as a it's too close to Joyce. Hey, C Diggs, you wrong. I didn't say it. C Diggs said it. I didn't say it. She said it. Blame my chat room. Them niggas, don't blame me. Blame my chat. They the ignorant ones, not me. C Diggs, she's the ignorant one, not me. But yeah, I'm not gonna pile on the man. I'm not gonna pile on him. But Jess Hilarious is on cold. Because people talk the way they talk about us black folks, close us out, because we let them. At the end of the day, we let them. We got the ladies checking him, but how many black men could this same degenerate have sat in front of on camera and he not say nothing? We got to start creating more hostile environments because, again, we don't need them. The only time he mentions black people is in a negative light. We don't need people like that around us. And hell, I want to see what happens when black folks start getting like this on other black folks from the diaspora that talk shit about our culture. That's when I really wanted to hit, when they start getting on black folks like Kai Sanat that say this kind of shit. And the people like Kyrie Irving, going back to what we were talking about earlier, people like Kyrie Irving going around and mentioning Nick Fuentes when it comes to personalities and stuff like that. And again, Kyrie didn't big up Nick Fuentes, but he was using him as an example when it comes to respecting people's point of view. Kyrie, brother, there's a lot of black people that you can use for that example. You NBA niggas, you people with a big platform, you guys are very influential and people listen to you. And they support what you putting out. So it's very important that we as a people watch who we support. Watch what we support. LeBron James, big up in Aiden Ross. And Aiden Ross done flipped on his ass. Because they always flip on your black ass too, by the way. They always gonna flip on you. And yes, we most definitely have race loyalty in here. Yep. Somebody said we canceled. I didn't cancel Chrisette Michelle. I didn't cancel Chrisette Michelle. A lot of black women, because first off, Chrisette Michelle, her biggest following was black women, not black men. Black men weren't buying Chrisette Michelle albums. She's just not really our taste in music. You got to go to her fan base when it comes to only people who can cancel somebody is a person's fan base. Personally, when Chrisette Michelle came out here, she sang in Inglewood back in 2022. Me and my wife was right there at the Inglewood Music Festival. So let's not generalize. But yeah, I'm very much so down with my race and my people. And I have more understanding for my race and my people. Let me tell y'all off top. Yes, I am willing to forgive black people who fuck up. Yep. I'll forgive us if we ask for forgiveness and come correct. I'm much more forgiving of black people because I know that the trauma and the mental side that we've gone through to get us fucked up. What I'm not forgiving of is somebody from outside my culture talking shit about my culture. I'm not forgiving of that. I do not forget that. From Vlad TV on down, I don't forget that. And I don't forgive that. Because we weren't bothering you. I don't talk down on other cultures just to talk down on other cultures. So if you choose to, while black folks is minding our own fucking business, you want to have a podcast like this guy and bring us up when we're not even around and to shit on us? No, I don't forget that. But I do forgive Umar. Umar seems to be somebody who has a good heart, who just don't know what the fuck he doing with the money. He bought the school. He obviously has a school. The shit done been robbed. I just think that he and Boyce should have been cool 10 years ago, and he should have learned from Boyce how to structure his money right. He should have learned. I don't think Umar is intentionally misleading people. I don't think that. I think that he's full of shit and that he bit off more than he can chew. This nigga said he too busy tricking. You say you live 10 minutes from there? See, yeah, he actually bought a school. He bought a school. I just think that he's a fool with money. That's why I donated to him not once, but twice. 2015, 2016, when he came out here to LA. And then I said, when I saw him that second time, I'm like, man, he said the same shit he said the last time. And that's when I started backing off a little bit, like, hey, what is this? What is this? But I didn't give any more than I could afford to lose. You should never give more than you can afford to lose. What's up, Miss Paradise? Oh, Paradise. I said Paradise. Miss Paradise, 99. You know, I ain't no issue with Umar. Like, you know, Umar is who he is. Somebody said Umar just hustled y'all. Nah. Umar hustled you out of the Capri Suns when he was all up in your mama's room last night. This nigga Umar was Hotep was Hotep hustling your mama, and he hustled her out of your Capri Suns and Lunchables. It's the only hustling he did. Yeah, he overpromised and underdelivered. Now I would never give again to Umar. Now that Umar is in the position that he's in right now, I'm not gonna help him because of what happened. He showed that he's not good. You know, he showed what happened. And furthermore, schools don't even need to be brick and mortar anymore. Schools could easily be online. But enough about Umar. Enough about Umar. This is about Jess Hilarious being on code. This is about Jess Hilarious being on code. Let her be an example as to how we deal with people that shit on us as a group. Let this be an example as to how to deal with people who shit on us as a group. and may other podcasts take her lead. And we now see that anybody else who hosts somebody like him, if they're not on this type of time, fuck them. If I hear another nigga talk about how different he is from another black man because he's from a different block, I'm scream. We need to get on code with each other and be very, very direct with people like this. All right? Join my Patreon. We got some more stuff I'm going to be uploading to Patreon this week. But last week on Patreon, y'all got the history of... it's a bunch of videos I have to take off YouTube that are up on my Patreon now. If you're interested, I did a history of the LAPD and the 50 years of gangs that were caught. A 50-year history of the gangs within the LAPD and the LA County Sheriff. We did a 2-part series on the history of funk and breaking down funk music on Patreon. We also have a video on Herbie Hancock and his musical innovations. And we also have a video up right now of James Brown and the militancy within James Brown's music and the message in James Brown's music. You've never heard anyone break down James Brown from this angle. And you always hear about the dances, you always hear about the music, but you don't hear about the messages of resistance that were a theme of James Brown's music, especially from 1967 to 74 in that period. So you're going to want to go to Patreon and listen to that right now. All right? Oh yeah, no hard feelings. Big Frill, you say you got a slutty vegan coupon for me? Nah, I'll take it. I'll take some slutty vegan. I'll take it. Shit, who the fuck am I to say no to a slutty vegan coupon? Hell yeah. Yeah, James Brown stopped the riot. But you guys if you want to be more in depth with our music and our music history and real music journalism, subscribe to my Patreon, all right? And subscribe to the channel. Oh yeah, one more thing I'm gonna say is before I leave out of here, and I talked about it a little bit last night. Matt Barnes, Steven Jackson, them is 2 other niggas that they love, and I ain't got no issues with Matt Barnes. I told you before. Actually, I met Matt Barnes a few times. He back in the UCLA days and when he played with the Clippers. I like Matt Barnes, but stop making yourself look so stupid. Don't go at it with a comedian, Matt Barnes and Steven Jackson. Craig's gonna make y'all niggas look bad. If y'all just stay the fuck away from that. Y'all do not want those problems, Matt and Stack. Stick to reporting. Y'all doing a dope thing by having Vernon Maxwell on your podcast. I appreciate Matt Barnes and Steven Jackson for inviting the legend Vernon Maxwell onto their podcast, but y'all might want to leave that dude alone. Y'all might want to leave Craig alone. That wouldn't be good for you. That would not be good for you. Because, yeah. Y'all don't want that. I can't wait to see what happens on 5150 tonight. But y'all don't want that. All right. Yeah, Steven Jackson, nigga talking about Steven Jackson, nigga be acting tough too much. Matt Barnes talking about challenging to a boxing match. Like, that shit's corny. You in your 40s, what the fuck you fighting for? When you in your 20s, you could take an ass whooping or whoop some ass and recover. Knuckles be all fucked up. It's okay to have worn out knuckles in your 20s from whooping somebody's ass. It's not okay to have worn out knuckles in your 40s from whooping somebody's ass. If you haven't learned the power of rhetoric and communication, how to talk out your issues, you're developmentally delayed. Y'all need to go ahead and call that man, and y'all need to talk on the phone, sit down, have a round table, and talk that shit out. Stop all that. I'm going to fight another nigga. I'm tired of seeing it. Let's try to start calling out black people who always want to fight other black people. All you niggas is corny. All y'all. If you in your 40s and 50s talking about fighting, you a corny ass nigga. And hell no, I ain't fighting you, nigga. I'm pepper spraying your bitch ass. Fuck, I look like fighting. I'm in fear of my life. I'm in fear of my life. Weird ass niggas. Always want to fight. Stop fighting so goddamn much. If a nigga hit you with a joke, joke back. If you ain't got no jokes, just take your L and move on. The fuck you doing fighting and talking about fighting? You weird. Weird. I want to fight him because he says something I don't like. Stop it and grow the fuck up. Hell no. Boy Shock, they better listen. Like I said last night on this show, man, I'll never go back to Craig Facts. That experience is over with. It was fun while it lasted. Never in a million years would I go back to that show. In a trillion years would I go back to that show. But just because I wouldn't go back to that show don't stop me from telling the truth. They don't want it with Craig. They don't. They don't want it with him. No sirree. Craig knows way too much about the basketball life, and he's a good writer when it comes to them roasts. Between him being a good roaster and knowing about the NBA life, he gonna hurt them. He gonna say something that's gonna really hurt them. And one thing I know about athletes, professional athletes, they're the most sensitive ass niggas on earth. You want to see a sensitive nigga, go talk to a basketball player. I think basketball players are more sensitive than comics, and most of them more sensitive than sissies. You want to see a sensitive nigga that can't take any kind of heat, talk to a former NBA player. And you say, Remy, you're hit by media, much appreciated, Buzzer. Yeah, the old Craig Facts chat room, that show was fun when it lasted. When we had our show together, when we were all doing it between the pandemic and 2021, 2022, in Brown's studio, at the Far Side studio, salute to the Far Side. Brown wasn't there, but I was backstage at the Far Side concert last week. Brown wasn't there, but salute to the Far Side. But when we was in the Far Side studio, that shit was a great fucking show. It was a time to be had. But I've moved on. And there was a lot of shit around that I'll never talk about, you know? But just because I've moved on and I wouldn't do it again, I'm also very honest. Matt Barnes and Steven Jackson do not want it with Craig. That I kind of hope they push, because I just want to see what the fuck Craig gonna say in response. I just want to see him. I want them to say some shit because, yeah. Whatever he says in response to them is going to be worth the price of admission. Boy. Because that shit Craig said that first time, that was light. Craig can go way harder than that. And it was funny as hell what he said about them the first time. That was funny as fuck. And that's him going light. He just jabbed at y'all. He didn't get in his stance. Matt Barnes, Steven Jackson, stop the tough talk. Steven Jackson, stop the gangster talk. Walking down O Block was corny. Talking about how tough you are, still to this day is corny. You got gray hair. Matt Barnes talking about boxing, that shit's corny. It's old and corny. All you niggas talking about fighting over something that happened on the internet are fucking corny. All y'all. Grow the fuck up. Alright? Thank y'all again for listening. Remember, there are no perfect messengers, only perfect messages for those willing to pick up the game. We out.